morning to Dr. Frida, Encik Hisham, Dr. Wong, Wan Chu, Wanaimi, teachers, parents, and of course, my beloved friends. It is an immeasurable honor for me to be standing here today representing the class of 2015. Also, before I begin, I'd like to give credit to a certain friend of mine, a long-time buddy, Eng Kai Yan, who helped me write this speech. And without her, it would not have been as heartfelt as it is. Alright. So, 12 years ago, some of you may recall, and I'm often too reminded by Mi Han, I came to school every day, crying and bawling my eyes out, wanting to go back home and not attend any classes in school. But today, as I leave school, nothing much has changed, except it's the other way around now. A month ago, when I started working on this speech, okay, let's be honest, a few days ago when I started working on this speech, I had no idea how I could fit all 12 years and my amazing and huge batch of students and friends into just 10 minutes. There's just so much to say. So just like this, the first chapter of our life is over. And here we all are, on the doorstep to the big world outside. And normally, I'd say that each of us over there is with a broken heart and tears brimming in our eyes. But for the class of 2015, no. You see right here? Some of them already have one foot outside the door, waiting to go into the big wide world of freedom. One way of demonstrating how unique and special our years, and something I'll get to later on. So today is most definitely a momentous occasion, one that marks the dawn of a new era in all of our lives. Some of us here, like Hao Tian and Ji Chen, they've been here since they were toddlers, about yay tall, and some like Tiffany just joined a few years ago. But all this doesn't matter, because in the end, we're all here in this hall together as 1 year as the class of 2015. So to my friends over there, I say to you, look to your left and look to your right. These are the people whom you spend day in, day out, 5 days a week with, enjoying break and lunch and enduring all those long hours of lessons with. Each and every one of you, I'm sure, has their own inside joke that you still laugh at now. Those little quirks and oddities that make your friendships and bonds so unique for each one of you. As Mayor once said, and Smriti said before, I like to say again, on an Instagram post of all places, good friends are hard to find, and certainly impossible to forget. Now this is something I can relate to. You know why? Because, Ian, I still can't forget you no matter how hard I try. Look at your friends, everyone in the crowd. Look at them, laugh at them, smile at them, poke them or slap them on the back. Maybe even cheer them up. Because today marks one of the last few times you're going to get to do that. Let's look back to the first day in school first, putting that aside. Entering the classrooms, blurred, tired, and staring at strange faces, full of people you don't know. And now, years later, those same strange faces are now your partners in crime, your research buddies, and your lab partners, and above all, friends. They aren't only those you spend the most time with, but also those who you have the best time with. Our batch can be said to be quite large, and even now, we're still all getting to know new people. And there are certain few traits of our year that we can all be proud of. The first one being that we can always get the job done, no matter how much we put in. That's just alright. So we might play around in class and make for a rowdy bunch, but with enough sleepless nights, begging for extensions, frantic typing on the MacBook right before the teacher asks to submit the document, we can get any project and assignment done. That's our year for you. And of course, there's an inner rebel within everyone. The rebellious streak we can all relate to. What do we do when our best friend is mysteriously absent from school and the teacher raises an eyebrow when she marks the attendance? Quickly and proudly, you yell out, "Sick!" or "He's going to be late!" Well, more than likely, your best friend is still at home, snoring away in his bed. Let's not forget, when everyone's only halfway done or just starting out, the individual research too. And it's due today at 11:59 p.m. Well, it's simple. Someone has to volunteer as a tribute and a sacrifice before carefully approaching the staff room and asking for, dare I say, a deadline extension. And let's not forget the Malacca trip, the famous Malacca trip, where all of us, well most of us, suddenly became the stealthiest students in the world, sneaking past Miss Jung on her patrols to share stories amongst friends and ring doorbells in rooms before running away into the night. To a few people there, Manan, Mihan, Kasin, and Kaya, I suggest you put on your running shoes after this because someone might just be looking for you. And of course, lastly, the amazingly diverse range of skills we seem to possess with no end in sight. I'll let you all in on a little secret. I always thought I could sing. That was until I met people like Janice, Adira, and Brian Kelly. They are simply amazing singers. And with a couple of musicians on our class, we could form a miniature orchestra in itself. Bernice and Mihan on the piano, Juana, of course, on the violin, and Lisha playing the drums and Adrian on the percussion. Well, why not even Stephanie with the flute? I'd say we could give the NPYO a run for its money. Oh wait. Sorry, Juana's already in it. And do any of you need a movie then? Well, just ring up Manan and Wei Chen. They'll get a Hollywood great movie out in no time. And of course, we've all seen yesterday, sports. Just yesterday, I dare say, this bunch of people brought along more than half of the medals given out yesterday. And when people say handball, what do we think of? Immediately coming to mind, Kevin, Raj, Derek, Tanfang, and Ko. What about water polo? Who else but Shiki, Rahul, Wei Chen, and Ian? Tennis, Shilin, Kaya, and Cayman. And sometimes people wonder, who might be the next LeBron James of our time? Well, none other than Wen Hao and Ray. As the famous basketballer once said, and I like to quote, "You guys, the real MVP." And this isn't even considering the dancers, be they former or current, that we have. Shifa and Anis, you wouldn't believe their past achievements and what they're still capable of. And of course, the self-proclaimed and renowned fashionistas of our year, Amanda and her clique are never out of style. And it's not only them. Each and every one of us, we're all unique in our own silly little ways. Some of us are jokers. Now, who can forget Stephanie's laugh? And others, quiet and pensive. These are the small differences in each of us that matter. The rock climbers, the gym junkies, the horse riders, the budding scientists and physicists, talented chefs, artists, flourishing novelists, and even professional Dota 2 players. We are all part of the class of 2015, and we are who that make it so darn special. What about the teachers, those who passed on their knowledge so that we can get where we are today? Mr. Sravati, and Mr. Zishan, without the endless jokes and business presentations, a future businessman would send the economy crashing down. And Miss Jung, while she may seem harsh on the outlook, once you get to know her, she has the biggest heart of all the teachers in our year. Who can forget Mr. Eddie and his awesome futsal skills, eh? About Mrs. Barca mixing up Taufik with Tausif, either way, as well as literally burning up the lab with Mrs. Nina. They all made the science classes special and something far from boring, something we can all relate to and laugh at while still learning. And now, thank you to Mrs. Suman, Mr. Ali, Miss Joanna, and Miss Nastar for those lessons. For future books would contain a lot more grammatical errors and boring vocabulary were it not for you. And to Mr. Keaton, of course, because of GP class, we now actually know what's going on outside our front door. And of course, with the foreign languages teachers who have helped foster the diversity of our school community. Miss So, Kai Ling Lao Shi, as I try to say, Miss Iris Go, Miss Dalila, along with Miss Ender and Miss Umi, and their very lively ICT classes that seem to always be a fun-filled time for students from what I've heard. And of course, lastly, there is math and admin. Had it not been for Mr. Jai Kumar and his rare but infectious smile, we wouldn't have been able to count all our money. But money for what, you may ask? Well, I answer, money to buy all those cakes Mr. Hunt promised us. Now, a pair of very wise members of our year once told me, life is hard, but it's even harder when you're stupid. So thank you, Ewan and Kenton. So remember, folks, keep growing your books and study hard. Now don't forget those teachers who have come and gone along the way. Miss Christine and the primary teachers, Miss Ang, Miss Sheila, Miss C. They may not teach us now, but undoubtedly had their fair share in our education. And of course the CPAC and the sports department, the concerts, box office, and this very mic and speaker I'm using. All this is a result of their endless hard work and determination, always improving the musical aspect of the school. And the sports coaches themselves deserve endless praise for training the future Olympians of our school, becoming almost like guardians at times, coming to the games that we play, cheering under the hot sun, all while planning for the many sports expeditions that we have. And then of course there are the parents, mom and dad, who followed us all the way through these years. They have put us before everything, since we were a crying baby to the grown-up teens we all are. They are the ones who have stood by our side through thick and thin, be it a bad day at school, a scraped knee, or even a broken heart. And of course, Dato Frida, Dr. Aceh Hisham, Wan Aimi, Wan Shu, and all the other principals. These are the people who have been instrumental in building the school. Without them, in fact, there wouldn't be this hall for us to be sitting in, or this school for us to be in. So on all these people that I mentioned, they deserve our utmost gratitude and appreciation. So on behalf of the class of 2015, I say thank you, Dr. Frida. Thank you, principals and teachers. Thank you, mom and dad. Thank you for giving us the chance and the opportunity to grow and fulfill our potential within these walls. So as I come before, a little bit of advice for the junior ones here. All I can say to you is to make the most of your time in school. I was in your seat a year ago, of course, feeling the same mixture of confusion, anxiety, and of course, trying to stay awake throughout the speech. Follow your heart and do what you've always wanted to do. Join a sports team, perhaps even take part in a production. Every opportunity not taken is an opportunity missed. And here's a little bit of advice. Life isn't full of miracles and success. There are innumerable obstacles along the way. So I won't go ahead and brazenly claim that all of us here will somehow end up one day leading countries or making millions every day. But what matters here is that you try your very best and learn to come back from failure. That way, no matter the end result, you know that you've given it your all. I have to admit that. We're far from it. We all do silly, crazy, and sometimes illogical stuff in secondary life. For me personally, it's staying up till 2 a.m. playing League of Legends and Skyping with the funniest bunch of people I've met in my life. And I'm sure each of you have your own special moments. And all these experiences are what actually make up our school life, making every moment so special and something that we can all look back at years later and still smile at. We are who we are here because of the memories that we created over the past few years, and we will forever cherish them within our hearts. It has been a long journey throughout high school, and now that it's coming to an end, we suddenly want it to last just a little bit longer. And this is a cliche, though I can't help but say it. Don't cry because it's over, but rather smile because it happened. Smile because you know that you spent the last few years with broad grins on your face, an illuminated mind, and a nourished heart. Smile because right now, you still have those you hold dearest to your heart right next to you. You have to smile and hold back those tears because you tell yourself in your heart that these were the very best years of your life you've had so far. Now, I hope that I left a lasting impression on most of you and did justice for all the memories that we shared in my speech. This is the end of the road now. We finished high school. I made it. You made it. We all made it. Thank you.